I'm Matt.
I'm Shane.
And if you like what you hear, make sure you hit that thumbs up button real hard, and make sure you subscribe to Comic Movie Marks.
And also click that little bell for all of the notifications.
Whee!
Always remember,
if Trailer Trash can do it,
anyone can do it.
Hello and welcome everyone to another Comic Movie Marks video.
With the Joker release this week, we are super excited and also have a fantastic article from Variety, Joker premiere Disinvites interview press from Hollywood red carpet.
If you've been following anything about the Joker, a lot of stuff that's been stirring up lately is what it could mean to certain individuals out in society. In my personal opinion, manufactured outrage about things, just people panicking about something that they don't even know anything about, because guess what? A lot of us haven't seen the movie.
Say what, girlfriend? What you talking about, Willis? Come on, Rush!
So how can you judge a movie or ask for a movie to be banned in some cases if you haven't seen the damn movie yet?
Absolutely. I get the environment that we're kind of in now, the social environment. And when you kind of get into this whole Joker thing, I feel, same with Matt, it's being a little blown out of proportion. Some people are assuming that, oh, look, they're giving an excuse for white incels to shoot up whatever. Obviously, as Matt touched on, we have not even seen this movie yet. So I get some of the concern. There were articles that were talking about the families of the Aurora victims were expressing their concerns. I get it. But at the same time, if you dig into the Aurora shooting, a lot of he didn't even mention the Joker. The main thing was, what was the big movie at the time? If it was the Avengers, that's what he was going to do it at. If it was the Dark Knight, people just took his orange hair and said, oh, look, he's trying to be the Joker, which police said, no, he didn't say anything about the Joker or comics. From what they can gather from his motive was that it was whatever the big movie was for that summer, whatever summer blockbuster was coming out. I get it. Obviously, there's a lot of crap that's been stirred, but at the same time, see the fucking movie. You don't know. So are we just going to ban half of the movies that are out there because of maybe what they could be portraying in one way or another?
You know, there's always a saying, if you obsessively think that you're sick, you might actually make yourself ill. And that's the same thing here. If you keep ramping it up and saying all this is going to happen, then eventually someone's going to take advantage of it. Because why do people do terrible things like this? For notoriety, to be famous. And it just feels like sometimes with some of these trades that, damn, it's like they want it to happen. They just keep constantly bringing it up over and over again. And that's when we come back to what happened with WB, how they disinvited a lot of the interview press. And if you look at some of the interviews that Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips have dealt with lately,
I don't think it's the responsibility of a filmmaker to teach the audience morality or the difference between right or wrong. I mean, to me, I think that's obvious. I think if you have somebody that has that level of emotional disturbance, I think that they can find fuel anywhere. And so I just don't think that you can function that way. I mean, the truth is, you don't know what is going to be the fuel for somebody, and it might very well be your question. It might be this moment, right? But you can't function in life saying, well, I can't ask that question for the small chance that somebody might be affected by that question, right? I wouldn't ask you to do that, right? I wouldn't ask you to censor yourself.
That, Aurora is obviously a horrible situation, and but even that is not something you blame on the movie. And quite frankly, if you do your own research about Aurora, that gentleman wasn't even going in as Joker. That was misreported. His hair was dyed red. He was having obviously a mental breakdown, and there's something horrifying about it, but it wasn't related to it outside of the fact that it happened at a movie theater. But this is not the thing that the movie is trying to represent. This is not the movie still takes place in a fictional world. It can have real world implications, opinions, but it's a fictional character in a fictional world that's been around for 80 years. The one that bugs me more is a toxic white male thing when you go, oh, well, I just saw John Wick 3. He's a white male. He kills 300 people, and everybody's laughing and hooting and hollering. Why does this movie get held to different standards? It honestly doesn't make sense to me.
You can see why, let's not ruin this red carpet premiere with this crap, because right now, this is what people are doing. This is what these trades are doing, and I don't think Todd Phillips or Joaquin Phoenix want to deal with that stuff.
One of the points of a movie that came out earlier this year, it's called Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile, and it starred Zac Efron, who portrayed Ted Bundy. And a lot of the movie is trying to get into Ted Bundy's mind. What was he trying to do, portraying that specific character? Is Netflix condoning violence? Are they saying, oh, look, go out and be just like Ted Bundy? No, it's the director's job and the writer's job to create a compelling story of why someone did something like that. And that's essentially the whole point of the Joker.
This character's been in the comics forever. He's been in several movie adaptations. We've had different character studies like this for all sorts of characters, not just comic book characters. But now, for some reason, it seems to be the trendy thing to do. It kind of gives me a little bit of flashbacks to the reason why people talk shit about Snyder, because it's trendy, it's easy. But right now, it's like the trendy thing to do. It's part of what's going on in the trades right now. We still have 5 days before this movie comes out, so let's milk what we can. Let's drum up as much hysteria as possible. And I think that's just where WB kind of drew the line. And the representative from WB said, our red carpet is comprised of photographers only. A studio spokesman told Variety, a lot has been said about Joker, and we just feel it's time for people to see the film.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
I concur. It's time to just see the movie. And I say they should have moved it up a week early. Maybe 2 weeks early. God damn it. If you really want to prove a point, cowards, WB.
Right. Yeah, that's not just so Matt could see it early. Not at all. What I also found surprising, which this is becoming more of a common thing, Landmark, which is a smaller kind of mid-size theater chain, is prohibiting costume play based on Phoenix's turn as the iconic Batman villain.
I guess Landmark would also have to turn away Jason Momoa because he has video of him. He's going full purple. He's got the whole garb. He's excited for the Joker premiere. I want to see that. Mid-size theater kicks out Jason Momoa for dressing like Joker.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Good luck to you. Have you seen the picture of Jason Momoa's security guards? They're smaller than he is.
Actually, I was looking at the picture of us with him. Holy shit, you are tiny next to him.
Yeah, my wife doesn't mind the average size. Neither will he.
Now I may leave that in there.
Down, boy!
The Variety article also includes the Los Angeles Police Department is aware of public concerns and the historical significance associated with the premiere of Joker, said department spokesman Josh Rubenstein. While there are no credible threats in the Los Angeles area, the department will maintain high visibility around theaters when it's open. So for all our would-be criminals out there, just don't be around the theater and you're good to go. Still a VHS player here or there.
VHS player.
It's also sad to see that a lot of these people are using this movie also just for agenda bases.
So to calm everyone's nerves, WB did release a statement regarding the controversy surrounding the Joker. They stated, neither the fictional character nor the film is an endorsement of real-world violence of any kind. It is not the intention of the film, filmmakers, or the studio to hold this character up as a hero. No shit.
Well, duh. No shit, Sherlock.
Well, duh.
Well, no shit.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And yes, that has to be said in this day and age about a fictional movie character. In case I don't see you.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Probably a little more in earlier cuts, maybe. There definitely was a little more of everything in the earlier cuts, but it was really about how fun it is that we get to keep kind of one foot in the comic book world and one foot not, and like you say, find that balance. it's hard to quantify how we found that balance, but it was the movie's very liberating because DC, just speaking about comic books, DC as a company and Warner Brothers as a studio really let us just do whatever we wanted with it. There wasn't like, oh, and if you have to mention the Batmobile and you have to, none of that. It was literally like, yeah, if we're gonna take this leap on this movie, this is them speaking, just go for it and do it.